Hello there, everyone. DJ Neeks here, and it's time for another channel update. Basically, I felt it was probably time to give you guys a bit of an idea, an update as to what it is that I am currently working on and what it is I have in mind in the near future uh, for the content that I will probably be uploading and what you guys can be able to expect in order to see here on the channel. And of course, as always, I would appreciate any feedback you guys have in terms of what you want to see. If any of these projects that I have been working on or I'm currently working on, you actually want to see more of, feel free to let me know so I can know what it is you guys want to see, so I can know whether or not to, which to upload. Because, I can make quite a few videos. It then becomes a matter of, what do I feel like uploading today? But if I know you guys actually want me to upload a particular playthrough, the next part of one, I kind of want you guys to let me know. So, anyway, while I am doing this, we are back in Diablo 3. I am, this is one of those games that now that I just kind of like to play in my downtime sometimes if I just want to play something kind of casually, which is kind of funny, kind of ironic. But, I'm working towards trying to, play through this with each class. And as you can see here, I have made a female barbarian, and I have named her Sonya, because, of course, if Blizzard is going to name her that in Heroes of the Storm, why not have her, be named that in Diablo, right? So, I am in Act 1, going through kind of a boring part, trying to get through the Kazara area, so I figured while I am working on this area, that, you guys can see me doing that while I am giving you guys an update on content. And just so I can, because I know I can be forgetful sometimes, I went ahead and actually wrote down what it is I have footage on, what I'm currently either working on or have put on the back burner as a side project and stuff, so I can know what to mention. So, let's get started. Currently what I have been working on and what I'm trying to see whether or not I can finish up are mainly Deus Ex Human Revolution, Book of Unwritten Tales 2, and oh man, what was the other one I was working on? Oh gosh, I knew this was gonna happen. I just knew it. Man, I wrote down the other ones that I had like as extra projects, but I didn't write the ones I'm currently working on. That now I feel so silly because I have actually forgotten them. Ugh. So give me a moment to just remind myself what was it I was working on that I have been working on, trying to see if I can finish up in terms of projects that have been kind of left on the side that have not really been completed lately. And also in terms of what else you can expect in the distant future in terms of things I have been working on. Darksiders 2, that's right. So, yeah, I've actually been gotten back into Darksiders 2 and trying to see if I can progress through that and finish that up, because once that is done, there isn't at the moment another entry in the series, so that can be okay in terms of projects to finish on. So, that is what I'm currently working on to see if I can finish up, is Darksiders, Book of Unwritten Tales 2, and Deus Ex Human Revolution. That's what I'm trying to see if I can work on and finish up. So that's what you can expect in the near future in terms of me trying to work on finishing that up and upload the conclusions of that to the channel. Now, in terms of other projects that I have in mind or, am trying to, be able to work on and finish at some point, some things such as, for example, I started a somewhat side series to my Heroes of the Storm showcase playthrough, quote unquote, which is redo vids. So because of the way the game is, with constant changes to heroes' talent trees and balances and things like that, Blizzard is constantly updating and changing that so to the point where the video I did on them before is doesn't really meet. It seems becomes kind of irrelevant because the changes kind of nullify what I said and chose at the time in terms of saying, well, this is how I would build this character. But I can't really do that now if they've changed it that much. So I've uploaded one, which was the new updated Uther, which is not that different, but some different. But there are some others, such as, for example, Zagara, who have completely changed their talent trees. So obviously I would make talk about like how would I build with this brand new version of Zagara. So that's kind of something that you can expect in the future is vids on heroes that have received talent changes. And it'll be kind of cool to revisit certain heroes that I did before, like quite some time ago, and see how I would build them now when it comes to the way they're built now. So, also, if you're wondering about my Assassin's Creed series, because I did finish Brotherhood finally. I finally finished that. If you're wondering when Revelations is going to be coming, that's it. I have started working on it. I have the first couple of parts of it recorded. I just haven't uploaded yet because, as I was saying, I'm kind of wanting to focus mainly on Deus Ex Darksiders and Book of Unwritten Tales, with some others thrown in there, such as, I did episode 2 for The Walking Dead season 2. When I'll get to do episode 3, I'm not really sure when, or when I'm going to want to do that. It will be at some point, I just don't know when. But I know that it's almost kind of like, I mean, yes, I do know that season 3 is on its way, like supposed to be come out like later this year. But, similar to, there's only certain times that I'll actually do a game, start recording it right when it launches. A game that I know is going to deliver and I know is going to be okay. Like, for example, Batman Arkham Knight. I mean, that was a game that I knew was going to deliver and I knew was going to be okay for, YouTube. Because there are some games, unfortunately, that, you feel like are not quite suitable for YouTube. Like, for example, the Witcher games. Don't get me wrong. I love the game. I love the series. But obviously there are some things about it that are not very okay to put on YouTube and such. Until I reach a point where I can have better editing software and such, that's something I wouldn't be able to do. That's just an example. And that's somewhat the case with Deus Ex, except in this case it's more so like I haven't finished Human Revolution yet, and I don't want to do the next one. Now, there's only sometimes certain exceptions I'll do that for. Like, I actually did that for Dragon Age, and in hindsight, I kind of regret it somewhat, but it's only because I was kind of eager to get it on the channel, and I realized that I probably should have waited until I finished Dragon Age 2 before I did that, because then it became kind of a confusing issue, because I did then 2 different characters, I didn't really carry over everything I did, because I carried over a different save file, and it just felt odd considering what I was trying to do. And so in hindsight I somewhat regret it, but I still think it worked out fine. I mean, I don't think the playthroughs were that bad, and some of you have told me you really like, that you did like them. So, but in the case of Deus Ex, I definitely want to wait until I finish Human Revolution before I start doing Mankind Divided. In the meantime, I do want to check it out, make sure it's completely okay. I know that, based on what it says is in the game, I need to check whether or not anything that's too bad is avoidable, or if it's optional, things like that, or if it's, if all of a sudden the game throws in something that makes you go, whoa, that if it's completely avoidable, or if it's mandatory, if it's something that is absolutely like part of the main story and it's completely unavoidable, things like that. That's, like it's going back to what I said about things like The Witcher, things like that, where it's actually not avoidable. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying about Assassin's Creed, yes, Assassin's Creed Revelations, at some point that's going to start. I've started working on it. I just haven't uploaded yet, but it will start at some point. And, then I'll talk more about that in depth when we actually get to the playthrough and, about a couple certain things. All right, now there are also some other series I have started to work on, haven't quite fully delved into it yet, but I will at some point. I just haven't yet, and that is games such as Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, and The Last of Us. Those are playthroughs I actually like start to make like the first 1 or 2 parts of, and at some point when I feel the timing is right, I will be starting playthroughs of that in terms of uploading to the channel. But I just feel like right now I want to focus on those projects I haven't finished yet, like Deus Ex and like Book of Unwritten Tales and like Darksiders, because I feel like I'm approaching the end of those games, and so because of that, I want to try and see if I can finish them off before I take on these newer projects. So that's the case with those. Also, Ghostbusters. That will be continuing. I do have a couple more parts. The problem is I actually, while I was recording a couple of videos from now, I experienced a bug that kind of stopped the game. Like, it wouldn't progress, and I had to, like, redo some progress in order to get back to the point to try and see if it'll work again. Unfortunately, I do have an older PS3, and sometimes it can do stuff like that. And also, the game is old, so it's probably still got some buggy issues and stuff like that. So hopefully that gets resolved, so that way I can be able to continue that. So that will continue again at some point as well. Also, I've also taken up actually wanting to redo a playthrough I had done before, but due to certain issues, I had to delete it off my channel, and that is Infamous. For those of you who don't know, Infamous is a Sony PlayStation exclusive video game franchise made by Naughty Dog, the same people who did the Sly Cooper game. And yes, at some point, like when there's nothing like really like big in terms of like projects I want to work on, or certain games that I want to take priority to work on, I will at some point return to the Sly Cooper series. I just don't know when, because there are other games that I'm more motivated to work on than Sly. Unless there are those of you who do want to see me continue Sly, and you let me know, then I will, consider going back to it right away. I just have been feeling the need to want to work on other games instead of Sly for this time. But that doesn't mean I will never go back to it. I will. I just don't know when yet, because, I somewhat need the motivation to do that. What did I pick up just now? That's better. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Better boots. There we go. Better pants. That was it? Okay. So, yeah, so I've actually now started, restarted my playthrough of Infamous that I'm going to be doing for the channel. But here's the thing, and I explained this in the first part, so I won't do a full explanation here. It's going to be different than it was the first time, and I'm not going to say what exactly that means. You will find out when I upload the first part of the playthrough, and I will explain in that video, so that way you guys can know what I'm talking about. So that's going to be the case with that playthrough. So expect that to return at some point, the playthrough of the first Infamous game. Also, I want to address the Lego games, the Lego Batman playthrough, the Lego Marvel playthrough. Those are also going to be put on the back burner for the time being. Unfortunately, the Lego games I was working on, like the last parts I did, they started to feel a little long in terms of the missions, and it was kind of like, wow, it was just starting to feel a little tiring. Unfortunately, sometimes the fun factor, especially with the puzzle and such, kind of wanes on me, and it takes away my motivation to want to continue recording it and playing it. And right now, there are just other games I'm enjoying more, recording more, and, like Deus Ex, and Darksiders. I'm having more fun recording and playing that than I was with the Lego games, because right now there's no motivation for me to keep recording that until there comes another point where I feel more motivated to do so, compared to now. So the Lego playthroughs will be put on the backside, and at some point I will return to them. I just don't know when. Also, there's another playthrough that I've been hinting at for a while that I started and am eager to get going at some point, to help hype up when I eventually play the next entry in the series, and that is the Mass Effect Trilogy. A Renegade run. That's right. I'm planning on doing, in fact, I have started recording the first game where I'm going to be doing a Renegade run of the entire Mass Effect trilogy. And to partly get myself as well as you guys excited for when Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. And of course, you guys know how much I love Mass Effect. And you guys know that, of course, I will be playing Mass Effect Andromeda when it eventually comes out. But who knows when that's going to be. For all of its, I am somewhat cautious because they are being very close, keeping everything close to the chest and really not letting us know that much about it, which kind of worries me, but, because obviously, unfortunately, BioWare is not what it used to be. EA has, they've made their influence on certain things. I mean, just look at Star Wars Battlefront, right? And some people did not like Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, I did like Dragon Age Inquisition, even though there are some things about it I'm not too fond of. Like, I never get tired of playing through Dragon Age Origins, but I'm not really that eager to play through Inquisition because, unfortunately, there's so much to do in the game that it feels like there's more quantity than quality, and it starts to feel like, I want to do this, but I gotta do this, there's this much to do, and I gotta do this. It just almost starts to feel like a chore with all the open world stuff to do to level yourself up and level up your Inquisition, that it just makes it feel a little bit more daunting than it did to play through Origins and even Dragon Age 2. So that's unfortunately a thing. So I'm cautious about Andromeda. I'm a tad bit worried, but the Commander Shepard trilogy is a game series I never get tired of revisiting, and so at some point soon I'm going to be starting up my Renegade run of the entire Mass Effect trilogy, and the details on that I will obviously discuss a bit more in the first part of the playthrough. But I just want to let you know that that's something you guys can expect, is a return to the Mass Effect trilogy. But this time, instead of being all goody two-shoes, I'm going to be going Renegade. And, we will have fun exploring that. And also, the Fallout series. Now, when I started that playthrough in the first part, I did say that it was going to be a long series. It was going to be an ongoing series with a timetable of how much I'm going to focus on it, how long it's going to take. I didn't know, because obviously Fallout can be a very long game. It can be a very long series, and it's a Bethesda open world game, which means it can take you a long time to do. And this is going to be the case with all the Fallout games, and it's also going to be the case when I eventually start my playthrough of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim when the special edition comes out for PS4, because I will be doing that when it comes out. I have pre-ordered that, and I will be playing that when it comes out on PS4, the special edition. And I have decided that rather than wait till forever till I get a better PC to do that, I am going to do it on the PS4. And it's partly also because I'm sure people are going to be curious how it runs on the PS4, but also the fact that they said that mods are going to be available to use in the PS4 version, which has me very excited and curious. I'm sure other people are going to be curious about how that works as well. So that's something I'll be exploring, is how does the mod system work for the PS4 version, because they've already done this with the Xbox One version of Fallout 4. They didn't do it with the PS4 version, disappointingly. But that's what Skyrim is going to be for, to see how that works on the PS4 version of the game. So, Fallout 3, I mean, it's going to... You might get some here and there. I mean, I haven't... it's funny. When I started it, I was really into it, and I was just constantly playing it. But lately, I have, not returned to it all that much, really. Mainly because, obviously, other things kind of took priority, and I was more interested in playing other stuff. And, and I'm sure some of you might feel this way. So when you switch from PS4 to PS3, it almost feels kind of like, do I want to go back to this? Because this is kind of like, playing it on PS4 just feels totally different now these days compared to when you played on PS3. Partly because for me, I know my PS3 is a little older, and I'm worried the more I use it, the more it's going to get closer to that point where it could overheat or, just die out on me. Who knows? I could eventually get the yellow light of death, which would just be disappointing, considering how much, data and such I have on it. But hey, I guess that's what the PS Plus Cloud is for. So in case that happens and you got a new PS3, more modern, up-to-date version, that you wouldn't have to worry about that. But that could be a situation, but let's just say that's a bridge I would cross if I eventually get to it. So that's kind of what guys can expect in the near future and in the distant future. Obviously, in the distant future, something like that. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which I am currently playing on my own and enjoying. So, more than likely, you will see me start the playthrough of that at some point after I finish Human Revolution, which, at the rate I am playing it these days, I could probably finish up soon in terms of recording it, not in terms of uploading it. But, I mean, if I finish it up, recording it, I'll try and be diligent to upload the rest of it, because obviously that was a playthrough I started like a year and a half ago or something like that. And it's been off for so long, I feel like I need to finish it up. It's like about time. I should be doing that. So, and then of course you've got other games such as Dishonored 2 that must be an event. Dishonored 2 at some point, that is also going, when that comes out, that'll be a playthrough, because you guys know how much I loved Dishonored. When some other games come out, I mean, I will say this: when the BioShock collection for PS4 comes out, don't expect a playthrough of that. I'm not gonna do playthroughs of that through the entire thing, because there is really not that much reason to do so. I'll probably play it on my own time, but playthrough-wise, don't think so. Only certain games like Mass Effect, where it offers you different choices and different results and consequences for things that you can do in the story and such, are games I would consider playing through again. So those are the kind of games that you can expect, and that's what you can kind of expect as well, and playthrough-wise, that I have in mind in the future at some point. There are some other games that I have kind of been pondering about whether or not I might do playthroughs of, but then I go, I don't know, because there's a lot of backtracking and such, and it's more open world stuff. I don't know if it'd be that entertaining for you guys to watch on YouTube. Being that I'm the kind who's like, I gotta go back and get this. That's more so for me, but that's also part of the design for the game. But it doesn't necessarily make it for entertaining content for you guys to watch on YouTube. I just realized I've been leveling up and I haven't been checking my stats. So, but that's because I'm more so trying to focus on talking to you guys than I am about what I'm doing here in the game. So that's basically, I think, what you can expect when it comes to the near future and the far future here on the channel. Obviously, I appreciate any feedback you guys have regarding, is there anything in particular you want to see? If you have any recommendations or, requests or suggestions, I'll take it under consideration. It doesn't necessarily mean I actually will do it. I'll have, like I said, I'll have to consider it, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate any of the feedback that you guys have for me. Believe me, I do. The more I hear from you guys, the more it feels like I'm actually connecting with you guys, and I want to do that. I want to be able to connect with those of you that that are my viewers. That I don't know if you guys could be considered a fan base or not, but I feel like because I know other channels have what they basically consider themselves a community, and if I could have us become a community here, that would absolutely please me. I would absolutely love that if this could become kind of a community feeling amongst those who watch my content, where I'm able to connect with you guys can connect with me. Oh, and by the way, also there's something else that I've been doing that you guys can feel free to check out. It's something called Pundit. And it's an app that you can actually have on your phone, where you can actually kind of start up your own conversations, but also you can reply to conversations that people are having on the channel. It's basically an app that, or even a website that lets you be able to somewhat have like your own talk show. And this is kind of fun for me because I used to have my own sports talk radio show when I was in college, and I can just be able to like start a topic. It says start, like it'll say something like start topic, and I can just like, I want to talk about this topic, and you get like 30 seconds to just give your thoughts on something, or you can pose a question for people who follow you on that that site, or follow your profile, and they can chime in for like 30 seconds, like a voiced reply. So I've got several different topics on there. So if you guys want to check that out, you look for Papaneeks or DJ Neeks on the if you download the app on your phone, or if you go to the website. You can follow me, and then you can reply to those. If you guys want to do that, and you can be able to, connect with me that way, like reply to my topics, ask me questions, or, things like that. That way we can be able to, interact more. That would be awesome. So, I hope you guys will check that out. It's pretty nice. Oh, I got a legendary. Oh, yes. Oh, man, that feeling when you get a legendary is so cool. Oh, what did I get? Telrondon's Hand. Oh my goodness. Woo. A one-handed legendary mace. Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty nice. Equip. And let's see. Actually, the stats on this one is actually kind of better, so I'll keep that. Oh, man, I love getting that's just one of the great feelings in this game, is when you get those legendaries. It's so great. Just even in the middle of just a random battle here. Just fantastic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, feel free to do that, to check out Pundit, check out my profile, and, to reply to any of the topics I've already posted about just random nerdy topic things, or sports topics, or things like that, or even my things related to my channel, related to video games. Like, if for example, if you follow me and then you post a topic, you can actually, I think, request to have me interact or reply to it. Like, it'll actually give you an option to like request someone that you are either following or follows you to reply to the topic in particular that you posted. So, and that way you can also be able to interact with any of the other people that are on the site, and they're nice people from what I've discussed with them about certain topics. It's a pretty nice group. Also, the people who run the site, they're pretty nice. They've emailed me, and they seem like nice people. So I encourage you guys to check it out. It seems like a cool way to interact with others. It's a cool, I think, a cool site. If you ever wanted to feel like you're, hosting your own sports talk show, a radio show, it's or not sports talk, just a talk radio. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to cover today in terms of I just wanted to give you guys an update in terms of what to expect here on the channel in terms of content, and then what to look forward to. Or if you have anything in mind that you were wanting to see in particular, you can always chime in, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, what you wanted to see in particular. That way I can have an idea of what it is that you guys are wanting to see, and that helps me out as well. So I can know what is it that my audience wants to see. And I can certainly take it under consideration, see whether or not it's something that I will want to do and fits in with what I want my channel to be for. So that's pretty much covers it. That pretty much covers what I wanted to touch on. So until then, I'm DJ Neeks, and I will see you guys next time.